Welcome back, top performer. In this section, I want to talk to you about 4 specific beliefs that top performers embrace. If you haven't already adopted them, it will help you tremendously to do so. Belief number 1, what got me here won't get me there. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a rut and can't seem to make progress? Do you find yourself relying on the same old strategies and approaches even though you may not be getting the results you want? If so, it might be time to remember the old adage, what got you here won't get you there. In other words, just because something worked in the past doesn't mean it will work forever. The world is constantly changing, and what was once a surefire way to success may no longer cut it. So if you want to keep moving forward and reaching new heights, you'll need to adapt and try new things. I like to think about it like a video game. When you first start playing, you might stick to the same moves and strategies that you know work. But as you progress through levels, you'll need to learn new skills and try new approaches in order to beat the boss and advance to the next stage. Well, it's the same in real life. You'll need to level up and try new tactics if you want to keep making progress and break out of your comfort zone, which, as cozy as it sounds, is quite dangerous since it's a bit like being in a trap. Sure, you feel in control, but really you're being controlled by your blasted lizard brain, when really what you want is on the other side of fear. Growth, progress, purpose, living our dreams. But to get there, you have to bust through your comfort zone, dance through your fear zone, and then advance through the learning zone to grow. Good news is, that's why you joined this program, and you've already punched a hole through your comfort zone and are acquiring skills and facing your fears. So why do we spend the majority of our time in our comfort bubble, our comfort zone? Fear of failure is one reason. Fear of the unknown, lack of confidence, the habits we form, and finally, comfort ultimately provides us a sense of security and familiarity. It's comforting. All of this generally points back to our blasted survival brain. You might be tired of hearing about it, but it's super important that we keep reinforcing it because it literally is what's standing in our way. Progress in your career or your life will not come from staying in your comfort zone and following your invisible scripts. It comes from breaking free. I've noticed that those who are skilled at pushing beyond their comfort zone have a more harmonious relationship with fear. It's like they're dance partners. There's a push and a pull. Fear may tug at them, but they push back, and inch by inch, they move across the dance floor towards their dreams. Even though it may be a struggle to onlookers, it looks like a beautiful choreographed tango. I admit what I just did probably looked more like the awkward movement dance, which is kind of how my real dancing looks, but another time. Looking at this image, would you rather live outside or inside this circle? I'm hoping you said outside the circle. And if so, let's move on to belief number 2. But if not, go back and listen to this again. All right, belief number 2. I am an owner, not an operator. Thinking of yourself as an independent contractor can give you the autonomy you need to take control of your career. When I was an employee, I never liked being just a number in a large organization. I mean, who wants to be employee number 00534260? That's like being a seat filler at the Oscars. Nobody knows you're there. Instead, I started thinking of myself as an independent contractor whose skills were being temporarily used by companies like Disney or Netflix. This mindset gave me more pride in my work and made me feel like an owner rather than just another employee or another number. It also reminded me that I had the freedom to end the arrangement whenever I wanted, rather than feeling like I was at the mercy of the company. Adopting this mindset can also help you think more strategically about your brand, your commitments, your relationships, and your future. While an operator is just focused on getting their job done, an owner takes time to plan for the long term. Some people call this a CEO mindset. Whatever you want to call it, it's about knowing you have the freedom to shape your own path, but also the responsibility to create value that secures that freedom, your future. Another benefit of the owner mindset is that it helps you think about your network beyond your current paying customer. And by networking and building relationships with multiple clients, you create additional options for yourself in the future should you want to sell your services elsewhere. The owner mindset also changes how you approach your own career development. Average performers say it's my employer's responsibility to find me a mentor, but top performers seek out mentors based on what they need to reach the next level. And while average employers say, my employer isn't providing me a career path, top performers chart their own career paths. It's also important to remember that your employer is your customer. They have hired your services as an independent contractor. Would an independent contractor or business owner expect their customer, the person who has hired them, to train them, find them a mentor, or guide their career? Now, don't get me wrong, it is nice when a company will train you during your normal workday, but don't expect it. You need to read, develop mentors, go to conferences, get coaching, join groups, whatever you see as necessary to run your business. Own it. You will stand out because of it. An operator does the job at hand. An owner is creating his or her next job. If you want to unravel this topic a bit more, I'll link below an article I wrote for the HuffPost. In it, I write about how most people sabotage their careers with the victim mindset. You better not. All right, belief number 3, I am a lifelong learner. As a top performer, it's essential to always be investing in yourself. The world is changing so fast that if you're not constantly advancing your skills, you might as well be riding a horse in the Indy 500. Something that resonated with me was something entrepreneur and investor Alex Hormozi said, which is that he argues the best investment he's ever made wasn't in the stock market, but in himself, or as he refers to it as the S&P 500. Clever guy. According to an article in the Harvard Business Review, only about 10% of the population has what's called a learning mindset. This is a willingness to seek out and enjoy learning new things. Hopefully you've already beat me to the correlation here, but this group is likely to overlap with the 10% of top performers as opposed to the 90% of average performers who rarely improve their skills unless it's required for their job. Author Thomas Corley, who studies the habits of the rich, observed that 85% of self-made millionaires read 2 or more books per month, and CEOs read an average of 1 book per week. It's clear that a learning mindset is a key trait of top performers, and as a top performer, it should be for you as well. Belief number 4, I surround myself with my future self. You've probably heard it more times than you could count. Your network is your net worth, or you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. There's also the show me your friends and I'll show you your future derivative. As top performers, it's essential to surround ourselves with other high achievers, or even those who are just a level or 2 above us. After all, you don't become a great swimmer by investing 5 hours a day doing water aerobics with grandma at the local senior citizen center. You need to swim with other champions, which not only pushes you to get better, but also allows you to learn from other high-performing athletes and improve your performance. It's the same in your career. If your inner circle isn't filled with people you want to be more like, it's time to make some changes. It's hard to be a high performer when you're surrounded by average performers. Author Dave Berkus explored the power of our networks in his book, Friend of a Friend. Understanding the hidden networks that can transform your life and your career. Rolls right off your tongue, huh? And he found that even your networks matter in your success. In a study cited in Berkus's book, researchers from the New England Journal of Medicine examined the effects of family members and friends on obesity over a 30-year period. They found that if a friend of yours becomes obese, you're 45% more likely to gain weight over the next 2 to 4 years. Now, even more surprisingly, if a friend of your friend becomes obese, your likelihood of gaining weight increases by about 20%, even if you don't know that person. But it doesn't stop there. The effect continues one more person out. If a friend of your friend develops obesity, you're still 10% more likely to gain weight as well. This is because our behaviors are influenced by the people around us. And if our friends and their friends have certain habits or characteristics, it can change our perception of what is normal and shape our own actions. And it's not just obesity. A follow-up study found similar patterns with smoking rate. It's not just the 5 people you spend the most time with who affect you. It's everyone in your network. Take a look around and make sure you're in the right surroundings. You need to audit the people around you and make sure they align with your goals and the person you want to become. As top performers, we must surround ourselves with others who raise our average and help us reach new heights. Go up there. Your network is not your net worth. What your network thinks of you is your net worth. You can't just collect loose relationships by knowing a bunch of people and expecting magic. It is, what do people know about you? What do they think about you? Do they see you as a go-to to get things done, a strategic thinker or a builder and creator in this world? Or do they just know you? Like, hey Larry, what's up? How are the kids? You must be deliberate about your interactions with your network so they view you as someone they want in their circle and not just a person who you exchange niceties with. The exercise you scheduled as part of your image versus identity should shine a light on what your network thinks of you. And as you advance further in this course, you'll go further down this networking web and I'll share more important relationship building tactics. One last thought related to your network. Don't take advice from those who have not achieved what you want to achieve. That advice almost always holds you back when what you really need is specialized advice from someone who has done what you're trying to do. The majority of our lives are spent trying to accomplish what we want with the wrong advice. For this reason, a lot of people never achieve what they set out to. You need to surround yourself with who you want to be, not those who are doing what you are trying to move away from. If you want to stop drinking, you don't hang out in bars. You want to spend time with people who lift your energy and help push you forward, not those who hold you back. There's nothing better than being on a shared mission with people who share your beliefs and aspirations. If you are not already living these beliefs, adopt them now. If you have beliefs that are working against these, then leverage the break framework we previously discussed. That's it for this section. I'll see you at the top. This is one of the core lessons for my Career Accelerator system. If you want the full course with the workbook, scripts, and bonus tools, you can get access at careeraccelerator.me. Or keep going. The next lesson is right here.